Alright, let's see if we can figure out where we left off here. Welcome back to the smoldering turnabout. We're here, a good part through our final investigation. And we just had a strange man walk through here, going in to see Big Nate Maggs. We haven't examined your office. It's comfy how those chairs look. This is a great time for me to sit down and chill. Reception desk. Presumably these trophies were earned by the more legitimate side of the company. What else we got? Not much. Alright. Housekeeper, what do you think of this? Oh, nothing. All inquiries must be sent to Redcoat by email. Since when? My apologies. It's company policy. I'm pretty sure she just made that up as an excuse for not knowing what to say about it. Yeah. Alright, what else can we do? Nothing. Darn. Okay. So, just so we're clear. You saw someone fleeing the scene of the crime after the murder, right? That's right. There was a man running towards the south. As his call recording shows, that man couldn't have been the defendant. Indeed. How troubling. If the person Miss Keeper saw wasn't Talia, it may well have been a third party. Did you remember anything else about what the person looked like? I'm sorry, but no. It was clearly a man with a similar build to the defendant. I'm afraid that I never saw their face. Of course not. That'd be too easy. Alright. Miss Keeper, I was wondering, do you know about Stan Tall's sister? His sister? I don't believe that I do. Although, that name does sound familiar. No surprise there. She worked in this very building. Oh! It was her. She was the employee lost in the fire 2 months ago. The fire started on the floor of her office. She was the only one that didn't make it out alive. That was the incident that Tal met the victim about. It was the reason he sent this letter, to find the truth about that fire. Maybe we should gather some information on the matter. It may well be relevant to our case. Miss Keeper, do you know much about Miss Tal? I'm afraid not. I remember she was rather reclusive. That makes sense. She was an undercover agent after all. I suppose if you need information, I could look her up on the company database. Really? That would be a huge help. Of course. One moment. And there's nothing there. This is strange. Something wrong? It would appear that all of Miss Tal's company data was deleted the day she died. You're kidding! I suppose it makes sense. We tend to delete people's data when they have left the company. Although I'm surprised that it was deleted so quickly. This process typically takes quite a while. Well, that's just great. I wonder if there's anywhere else we can find information about that fire. I'm so sorry for the inconvenience. Don't worry about it. Thanks for trying, at least. Yeah. Surprisingly wholesome and forthcoming. That man. If you don't mind me asking, who was that guy that just walked in? I mean, he doesn't look like he works here from the way he was dressed. It's not my place to question Mr. Maggs' associates. He comes and goes from time to time. I just let him through, as I've been told to. So he's here to see the CEO? Yes, incidentally. I'm afraid that Mr. Maggs will be in a meeting for the next hour or so. If you wish to see him, I'm afraid you'll just need to wait. Oh, that's okay. We still have things to do anyways. I guess we'll just come back later. Okay. What else can we do while we're here? Nothing. Can we go to the... We have lots of places we can go from here. Alright, what else can we talk about? Thank you, Nick, for not being helpful. Oh, this is new. Criminal affairs. You're back. How's the investigation going? It's progressing. Kind of. I see. Is there anything I can help you with? We should tell Mr. Edgeworth about what happened. Alright. Looks like we were right about Prosecutor Tom. He says he's going to testify for the prosecution at tomorrow's trial. That is indeed a problem. I don't know what to do. It's almost like he wants to punish himself. Yes, well, Tal always has had a strong moral code. I fear that there's no way to talk him out of this. So what am I supposed to do? There's only one thing to do. Prove him wrong. Prove that he wasn't Matt Dora's killer. But Mr. Tal clearly remembers shooting the victim. Doesn't that mean he did it? My apologies, Mr. Justice. I've dragged you into this mess. This should have been my responsibility alone. We both know what's at stake here. As for what the right answer is, I'm afraid that I haven't a clue. Mr. Tal is found guilty. You risk tearing the legal world apart again. If he really did commit murder, isn't it my duty to see justice done? I mean, Edgeworth does know a thing or two about blaming himself for murders that he only has a vague recollection of. Gregory. It's like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place here. Apollo, I'm truly sorry for the burden I have given the two of you. This is all my fault. Tal was my subordinate. I should have watched out for him. And now, thanks to me, even Wright was nearly killed. Mr. Wright, what would he say at a time like this? The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. I don't know if I can do even that. I suppose I owe it to Mr. Wright to at least try. Okay, enough moping already. I've come too far to give up, so let's keep pushing on. Agreed. Sounds good. The only problem is that I'm not sure where to go from here. Oh. Wasn't there something that we needed information about? Maybe Mr. Edgeworth could help us with that. Oh, that's right. I should show Mr. Edgeworth what we wanted to investigate. Fire? No. False. Aha! What's this? Haven't we gone through this? This is gonna be the same conversation we had before. Prosecutor Tal wanted us to show it, deliver it to you. It's the report his sister wrote on Redcoat before she died. His sister? You mean... Yeah, this sounds like this. Oh, do we need to present her profile? I just noticed we have Emily Tull's profile now. Well... Alright, let's do this then. Emily Tull was an Interpol agent working undercover at Redcoat. Her death is what led Prosecutor Tull to send this letter and meet up with the victim. We were hoping to learn more about that incident, but we've hit a dead end. I see. I might be able to assist you with this. After all, the files of the investigation following the fire should still be here. As Chief Prosecutor, I can give you permission to browse the information we have. Really? That'd be great. Follow me then. Oh, hey. Hey, isn't that? Mr. Edgeworth, I've finished putting away the last of the files you gave us. Oh, I remember you. Ian Guard, right? You were a witness at Emma's trial. Come to think, this is where the victim's body was found in that case. Mr. Guard, I've come for the files on the Redco fire from 2 months ago. Redco? Hang on, you're not going to let these two see him, are you? Don't worry about it. I trust them entirely. Well, if you say so. Just give me a second to find them. I wonder if these are the files that... Oh, no. They are indeed here. No, yeah, because we did recover the files that Fuzz was stealing. I'm afraid that this is everything we have on the fire 2 months ago. Really? Doesn't this file look a little thin? It does. I'd rather not jump to conclusions. The department's investigation into the matter certainly didn't last too long. Well, that's unsettling. First, I reported the cause of the fire and Miss Tal's death. According to this, she was trapped in her office and died of smoke inhalation. Trapped? Yes. The flames must have blockaded her path to the door. However, it does seem that the door itself was functioning normally. Functioning? What do you mean? It would seem that the offices at Redco use electronically locking doors. The lock is fingerprint activated, which means that only those who are authorized can enter. A fingerprint lock. Fancy. It appears that the lock operates by comparing the fingerprints of its user to the set stored in the company database. I guess that means that Redco has fingerprint data on everyone that works there. Handy. Fire report. What's next? This is the floor plan of Emily Tal's office. As you can see, the desk where she would have most likely been sitting is on the opposite side of the room to the office's sole exit. I'm told that this is a similar layout for all the employee offices at Redco. There's one more piece of evidence, though I'm not sure if it will be of much help. Is it okay if we take a look anyway? By all means. The victim's cell phone was found in her pocket. The fire destroyed most of the evidence, but this was the only thing Miss Tal had on her. What's this little tag thing? It's an evidence tag. It's what the police use to sort evidence by case. I guess they put these things on everything in here. Alright, Emily's phone. I'm afraid that's all the information that the police have. I'm sure I don't need to tell you this is some sensitive information. Just be careful about who you show it to. Sure thing. Thanks for all the help, Mr. Edgeworth. It's the least I can do. I should be going. I still need to tidy my office after last night's break-in. Good luck with the rest of your investigation. Wonder where we should go now. First things first, let's get back to the Criminal Affairs office. Nobody home. Hi, Nick. What do you think of this? Nothing. Nobody home? Cheer up to Athena's theme. Business district. Keep going back to Redco. We could go to the crime scene. Nobody home there. Guess we're going back to Redco. Welcome back. Miss Keeper, is the CEO finished with his meeting? He is. If you wish to speak with Mr. Maggs, please go right ahead. Oh, that reminds me. If you're on your way to Mr. Maggs' office, would you be able to give this note to him? Sure. What is it? We're currently refurbishing the areas of the building that were damaged in the fire. This is a list of the furniture for Miss Tal's office that was damaged and needs replacing. Oh, no problem. Can take that up for you? Hell yeah. Well, let's take a look at this quick. Let's take a look at all of this quick. Fire report. Lead Detective Charles Fuzz. Shocking. Electrical fire from faulty wiring. Fire started on the 6th floor and quickly spread to the 7th. Fire was reported immediately and was extinguished after approximately 2 hours. There was a single casualty as a result of the fire. Emily Tall, 36 female. Died from smoke inhalation after being unable to escape from her office. Door to her office, an electronically locking system that works by fingerprint recognition, was functioning normally at the time, which suggests that the flames were blocking her path to the exit. Damn. Floor plan. Hallway. Office door. Office. Potted plant. Desk, chair. Sofa, table. Sofa, table. Bookshelf. Emily's phone. Only thing found on her body after the fire. Now, the furniture from Emily Tell's office that needs replaced. Bookshelf. Desk, chair. Picture frames, bookshelf, desk lamp. Floor plan says there was a sofa there. I have no idea what that has anything to do with anything, but interesting. There's Emily Tall's profile. Stan's older sister and an Interpol agent died in a fire at Redco. 2 months ago, her company data was deleted, leaving very little information behind. Onward. I should ask, since I only realized it after recording 3 parts of this case, does this office look familiar? That's odd. I thought the CEO was supposed to be here. Well, his door's unlocked. Maybe he just stepped out for a minute. Let's just wait for him here until he gets back. Okay, let's root through his shit. We saw this office, the darkened version of it, in the stinger at the end of the first case. Huh. Nice desk. Now what have we got in here? Athena! What are you doing? What? Might be clues in here. What if there's not? Don't want to get in trouble with this guy. Oh, come on, Apollo. It's like Schrodinger's cat. You don't know if whatever's in there is a clue until you look. Pretty sure that's not how that works. You gotta remind you that we are currently in the office of an international criminal. I guess we just have to be quick about it then. Athena, no! I give up. Now let's see. What is it? Gun! Whoa! Is that what I think it is? Why has the CEO got a gun in his desk? Probably that whole international criminal thing that I was just talking about. Anyway, hurry up and put it back! Right, put it back, put it back. Athena! Don't slam it shut like that, someone will hear us! Whatever, let's just get out of here. Quickly! Right behind you. Ooh. Ah, Mr. Justice! I wasn't expecting to see you here. Hello. Hi! Whoops. I'm terribly sorry, I didn't mean to frighten you like that. Oh! Ah, don't worry about it. Just hope he doesn't notice me trembling. Terribly sorry to have missed you. I just stepped out for a minute to use the restroom. Oh, I'm sorry. Would you like me to turn the heating up? Oh, okay, never mind. He noticed. Oh, by the way, I don't think I've introduced you to my assistant, Athena Sykes. Ah, hello. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. Gulp. Likewise. Receptionist downstairs asked us to give this to you. Ah, the note about the recent refurbishments, right? You can just throw that away on your way out. I've decided that I'd like to change the layout of that old office anyway. Oh, okay. No problem. Now then, what can I help you with? Okay. What about this? Terribly sorry, but I don't think that would be a worthwhile investment. Investment? What are you talking about? You mean you weren't making a business proposal? Of course not! How did you even think that's what I was trying to do? Okay, stand tall. Mr. Max, you think that Prosecutor Tall is the one who shot the victim? I'm sorry to say, but I don't see how it could be anyone else. Mr. Tal sent that threatening letter to Matt's office, and he was the only one that anyone saw at the crime scene. I understand that he's your client, but I'm afraid that he has to be the perpetrator. Do you know why Prosecutor Tal would want to do something like that? I'm afraid I don't quite know the details, but I believe he holds some kind of grudge against the company because of 2 months ago. His older sister was lost in the accident. Maybe that's the reason for it. So he knows that Emily was Tal's sister. About the fire 2 months ago. What was the cause of it exactly? Uh-oh. Maybe I shouldn't have asked about that. I believe it was an electrical fire, caused by some faulty wiring. It's a huge shame. I've arranged for safety checks for the entire building. Goodness forbid that something like this happen again. Looks like this file says the same thing. Prosecutor Tal believes that Mag started the fire himself. The lack of evidence is what drove him to have this meeting with his meeting with the victim. Well, thanks for stopping by, you two. I'd love to stay and chat, but I just have so much work to do. I'm afraid that I'll just have to say goodbye to you now. I guess he's done with us. Come on, Apollo. Let's get out of here. Sure thing. What the? Ah! What's wrong? The letter. The one that Prosecutor Tal gave us. Oh. It's gone. What? Did you drop it or something? I could have sworn I had it when we walked in. Which could only mean... Oh, I'm sorry. Were you looking for something? Ah! How? Put me through an awful lot of trouble to get a hold of this. I expected you to hand it over to the chief prosecutor by now. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Yeah, when we were digging through his desk... When we were digging through his desk... It was, I noticed the court record kind of reshuffling briefly, but I didn't think much of it. Oh shit. Mr. Edgeworth. Wait a minute. You're the one that broke into his office last night? Guilty as charged. A certain guard at the detention center told me that's where you were taking it. Of course, he did some persuasion first. He certainly drives a hard bargain, that one. You can't be serious! Anyway, I think it's about time I took care of this little problem. It's a good thing I smoke. Oh, shit. No! You can't! What do you think you're doing? Oh, no. Please. That letter could have caused an awful lot of problems for me. I'm glad that Tal handed it over to a pair of dunces like you. Now he's going to rot in a prison cell for his crime. An example to those who would cross me. Just like that bitch from Interpol. So you admit it. But you're the one who... Don't get ahead of yourself. I'm not admitting to anything. Nevertheless, what could you possibly do about it? What are you talking about? Please. You're just a lawyer. You couldn't possibly touch me, after all. The police, the courts, they belong to me. Anyone can be bought for the right price, especially in this dark age of the law. You can't be serious. Besides, you put an end to it. Dark age of the law. It's supposed to be over with now. Don't be so naive. 7 years of mistrust doesn't just disappear. Besides, if things really are different now. Why has a prosecutor been accused of murder? But enough of this. You're more than outstayed your welcome. Wait, what are you... Brooke, send security to my office immediately. That dubious pair that came to my office have gone mad and attacked me. They are no longer allowed on the premises. What? Right away, sir. You bastard! Apollo, don't! Oh! Ow. He knocked me down! Apollo! Ah! Get your hands off of me! Stop resisting! You're coming with me. Athena! Somebody's got hold of me. Apollo! No! Oh, boy. So long, Mr. Justice. I'll be seeing you in court tomorrow. Oh, boy. How fitting that the name Redco has the police and the courts under their thumb. Alright. Damn, that stings. How's that shiner feel? It's about as bad as it looks. Sheesh. Mags really did a number on you, huh? Mind if we drop the subject? Oh, right. Sorry. Would have guessed that Mags would throw us out like that. Now with that letter gone, Interpol has lost the only lead that they had. Idiot. How could I have let this happen? Because of me, Mags might never be caught. This is all my fault. Apollo, you can't beat yourself up like this. You need to stay focused on the case, after all. You're right. Where's Prosecutor Tall, anyway? Tall is currently in the prosecutor's lobby. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you doing here? With my office under investigation, I'm not able to get much work done. Decided that my time would be best be spent lending my support to you today. Oh, thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. I was able to have a brief talk with Tal before Franziska shooed me away. Guess he's preparing his testimony for today. How was he? See for yourself. His badge, I take it. Is that a prosecutor's badge? It's Tal's. He handed it over to me a moment ago. Why would he do that? Isn't it obvious? He's resigning. I know what Prosecutor Tal is going through right now. I've been in a similar position myself, after all. He needs help. Your help, Mr. Justice. I'll try my best. Oh. I'll leave you to it then. The best of luck, Mr. Justice. Oh, by the way, that letter I meant to give you, I kind of dropped the ball on that. We still have a few minutes before court begins. Maybe now would be a good time to go over all my evidence. Any idea on how you're going to tackle Professor Tal's testimony today? I don't know. Cross-examining a witness is one thing. But our own client? I don't even know where to start. Huh? Miss Keeper? Mr. Justice, do you have a moment? I wasn't expecting to see you here. I'm accompanying Mr. Maggs. He wanted to watch today's trial. Maggs is here too. Mr. Justice, I wanted to speak to you about yesterday. I saw you being thrown out of the building by security. Oh right, that. Please, explain to me what happened. Uh-oh. It's such a good idea to go running my mouth about this. Well, tell the truth. Guess it couldn't hurt. Apollo, are you nuts? She works for Maggs. We can't trust her. Come on, Athena. It's pretty clear that Miss Keeper's no criminal. Besides, it's not as if we have anything left to lose. Keeper, the truth is that that Maggs wanted to silence us. Silence you? About what? Well, you see... Oh. So in the end, the truth is that Nathan Maggs is... That's enough. Huh? To think that I was helping you with your investigation. To claim that a man as respectable as Nathan Maggs is a criminal. Miss Keeper, wait. Oops, she stormed off. Probably shouldn't have done that. I did warn you. Anyway, Rewind time. Keep quiet. Sorry, but this isn't really something I can talk about. Besides, it's not like we have any proof to back us up anymore. But, Mr. Justice, I trusted you. Do I not deserve to know what's going on? You wouldn't believe me even if I told you. Nathan Maggs is my boss. I should think whatever this is concerns me. No, it's not that. It's just... Mr. Maggs is a great businessman. I respect him deeply. She'd never believe me. She admires Maggs too much. Fine. Don't say anything. Goodbye, Mr. Justice. Maybe I should have told her. Regrets. I think you made the right choice. After all, she is working for Maggs. Who knows whether we can trust her or not? I guess so. Anyway, as if it's time for the trial to start. Let's go. Does this actually change the ending? I gotta know. Oh! Other judge. Court is now in session for the trial of Stan Tar. What the? Excuse me, Your Honor. What happened to the judge? The other judge? Not that any of your business, defense, but... I received an order at the end of yesterday's session to step in for today. That won't be a problem, will it? Oh, that's suspicious. No, of course not. Well, this definitely isn't suspicious. And again, this guy seems like trouble. Let's just roll with it for now. Now then, is the defense ready? Yes, Your Honor. And the prosecution? Ready. Let's begin. Now then, in the last session the defense claimed that at the time of Matt Door's murder, there was a third party present at the scene of the crime. Furthermore, their claim is that there were 2 gunshots fired at the time of the crime. From 2 separate guns. Is this correct? Right. Wesley Stickler testified yesterday that he heard 2 gunshots. A bullet was also found at the crime scene, which could only have been fired by a third party. I see. How does the prosecution respond to this claim? It is my firm belief that yesterday's witness was simply mistaken. His most erratic testimony is not proof of anything, especially not a second gunshot. As for this bullet, it was already at the scene before the murder even took place. Thus, there is no proof of any third party, and the defendant's fingerprints are still on the murder weapon regardless. I see. Miss Von Karma, do you have a witness prepared? Yes, a decisive witness that will prove there was not the third person at the scene. Because he was there. The defendant himself. You intend to summon the defendant to the stand? We have spoken at length that he is finally ready to confess to the court. Stand tall! To the stand! Name and occupation. Stand tall. Prosecutor. Prosecutor Tall. Please don't do this. Miss Von Karma has told us that you are here to confess. That is correct. I am the one who had murdered the victim. All I want to do is bring a quick end to this trial. It's too hard for me to go on like this. I see. I can at least respect the man who is willing to admit to his wrongdoings. Let us hear your testimony. What happened on the night of the crime? Okay. My crime. On April 16th, 8:30 p.m., I met with the victim, Matt Dorr, in an alley near the Red Car building. We spoke for around 15 minutes. The victim tried to leave, pulled out the gun I had brought with me, and pointed it at his chest. First, I had no intention of shooting the victim, but, without thinking, I fired a single shot to Dorr's chest, killing him. I dropped my gun and immediately began to search for a phone. Calling the police, I returned to the crime scene, picked up the murder weapon, and waited. Police arrived moments later and I was arrested. Okay. That's it. The whole truth. I see. I don't believe that any further deliberation is necessary. No, wait. I still need to cross-examine the defendant.
Objection!
Don't drag this out any more than necessary, Apollo Justice. For your client's sake. I'm sorry. I will exercise my right to cross-examine Prosecutor Tall. Pathetic! Fool! If you want to prolong the defendant's suffering, I can't stop you. My apologies, Prosecutor. Can you indulge the defense just a little longer? If I have to. Do you know what you're doing, Apollo? No. I'm not sure. But I have to try. People are counting on me to make things right. Can't give up now. My crime. Let's do it. Dig in this cross-examination music. No, stop! You don't have to do this! Prosecutor Tall, please think about what you're doing. Mr. Justice, I've told you time and time again. I'm a criminal and nothing will change that. All that's left for me to do is face my punishment. I don't believe that you could have killed anyone. Your Honor, I'd like to continue. What did you and the victim discuss in that time? I prefer not to testify regarding that matter. Besides, you already know about that, don't you, Mr. Justice? We're here to discuss one thing only. Who shot Matt Dorr? Why the defendant and victim never met is irrelevant. Agreed. Please continue. Fair enough? What do you mean, as he tried to leave? Dorr and I had a personal matter to discuss. However, the victim refused to tell me what I wanted to know. The truth about his sister's death, no doubt. Dorr began to walk away, and I was left with no choice. I drew the pistol I had brought with me to intimidate him into telling me the truth. The pistol had been withdrawn from the evidence room, correct? Yes. I took it out the day before the murder. Oh, is that what the phone is going to be used for? Where's the evidence tag? It was the easiest way I had to get my hands on a weapon. After all, there's nothing suspicious about a prosecutor withdrawing evidence. I had intended to return the pistol the next day. That way nobody would have found out a thing. Of course, that all changed when I shot the victim. The evidence supports this. With me, I have a report on the pistol that was withdrawn. Issued to stand tall on the 15th of April, 1.36 caliber pistol. When it was being kept in the evidence room, the pistol bore no fingerprints. There had been no shots fired from it. I see. That does match the description of this pistol. It sure does. Guess that means there are no contradictions here. So you never meant to kill Matt Dorr? Not originally. At first I was only trying to scare him with that pistol. As I was pointing it at his chest, I briefly lost sight of my own better judgment. Let my anger boil up inside of me and... When the victim was shot, how far apart were the two of you standing? After all, Mr. Stickler testified that you shot the victim at point-blank range. Yet this autopsy report mentions no signs of gunpowder burn. Sorry, my memory is still a little hazy. I wasn't thinking straight when I shot Dorr. I'd lost myself. I'm afraid I can't give you any accurate answer. Doesn't help me at all. I dropped my gun and immediately began to search for a phone. How long did it take you to find a phone? Around 10 minutes, if I recall correctly. Please received a call at 8:55, so I guess that makes sense. Judging from this diagram, 10 minutes does seem like a reasonable amount of time. Guess I should move on. Why'd you return to the scene? Why not stay by the phone? Not sure myself. Didn't feel right leaving the body by itself. Besides, I had dropped the pistol at the scene. It would have been dangerous to leave it. That's why I picked it back up. Makes sense. Did you go anywhere else between when you called the police and the time you were arrested? No. I was at the scene the entire time. I already know what Tal is going to say, but I might as well ask. Did you, at any time, see anyone other than the victim at the crime scene? As I said before, there was no one. I was afraid of that. Fair. Oh? Can't do it. Can't find a single fault. Are you quite finished, Apollo Justice? I believe that we've all waited long enough. No, please. Keep going. Let me keep going. Athena? Nope. Oh, wait. Enough. I admire your dedication, but I will not allow a criminal to walk free. It's time for you to give up. No. I can't. I won't. Arrgh! Apollo? Sorry. Couldn't do it. It wasn't good enough. Is this a bad ending? I give up? I believe we've reached the end of the cross-examination. Or are we going to transition into a mood matrix? I'm now prepared to give my verdict. Hereby find the defendant, Stan Tal.
Hold it!
Yeah! Yeah! Oh, fuck yeah. Apollo! I won't let this happen. Athena? I'm not about to let you give up on yourself like this. What is the meaning of this? Athena Sykes! Why must you always interrupt like this? Quite simply, Miss Von Karma, the defense has an objection. I do love that pose. We do? What's this about? I've had enough of your games. This is no game, Mr. Tal. I'm quite serious. And to what do you object exactly? The defendant has stated several times that his memory of the details of the crime are hazy. Can we really hand down a verdict under such circumstances? I'm afraid we don't have a choice if the defendant doesn't recall. But what if there was a way to reveal such memories? Wait, you don't mean... Yes! Oh, but I do. The reading is faint, which is why I didn't bring it up at first. There's definitely some discord in Prosecutor Tal's voice. If it's such a faint reading, will it really help us? Who knows? But it's better than that. It's better than the alternative. You got a point? Your Honor, the defense would like to conduct a therapy session. Will you stop at nothing to prolong this trial unnecessarily? But isn't it our duty to clear up these last remaining doubts, Ms. Von Karma? You want your case against the defendant to be perfect, don't you? Your thoughts, Prosecutor? If this is what it takes to finally convince you, then I'll do it. Well, if everyone is in agreement, I suppose I must allow this therapy session to continue. Yes! Thank you, Athena. I really needed that boost. You can thank me if it works. Right now, we've got work to do. Sure thing. Let's do this. Yes. I wasn't expecting this. What's wrong? I can't get a read on Mr. Tal's emotions. Uh-oh. His true emotions are being masked by a strong sense of anger. We won't be able to progress unless we can pinpoint the source of his rampant emotions. Hell, okay. What could Prosecutor Tal be angry about? So how do we deal with this? Watch the testimony. Certain words will be highlighted. One of these should be the source of Mr. Tal's anger. If you think you have it, hit press and select the correct word. Sounds simple enough. That's because it is. Give it a try. I'll be right here if you need any help. Okay. I like this. It's the equivalent to the rampant mood matrix where you pick a statement and literally pick an object in the scene that's being depicted. It's a simpler equivalent of that, which you could probably pull off, but that would require a lot of art assets. Like literally unique art asset for each piece of testimony. Mood matrix initialized. Noise level 100%. Rampant anger. Man with mad door in an alley near the Red Coat building. Drew my pistol and aimed at the victim. Never meant to kill him. Source of anger. Killed door with a single shot. With that I searched for a phone to call the police with. Then returned to the crime scene and waited for the police to arrive. Okay. Remember, Apollo. Focus on the highlighted words. If you found it, hit press and select your answer. Yep, don't present evidence. I understand. Let's get this to go. What's the source of your anger? Oh. And we could go with the obvious one. And say Redco. Of course. Prosecutor Tall, you feel an intense anger towards Redco, don't you? In fact, I think it goes deeper than that. I think that you direct your anger towards this person specifically. Jumpin' Joey Maggs. Yep. No doubt the one that you direct all your anger towards is Nathan Maggs. Maggs is the person that you blame for your sister's death. And the accident 2 months ago. That was your whole reason for this, wasn't it? Yes. Nathan Maggs. The man is a monster. He took everything away from me. He was the one responsible. Just needed proof. Which is why you sent this letter. I see. It seems that the defendant's motive has been well established. Yes, indeed. I'm sure there'd be no room for doubt. Please wait, Your Honor. We still haven't learned the whole truth. But, is there really any need to continue? The evidence against the defendant does seem conclusive. With Tal's anger cleared up, I can get a better read on his emotions. There's discord. I'm sure of it. That means there's still more to uncover from Tal's testimony. Your Honor, please let us continue. Very well. I warn you, if it comes to this therapy session, I will hand down my verdict. There has to be something we're missing. I just know it. Okay. Tal's emotions have calmed down now. So now I just have to look for inconsistencies between his testimony and the emotions, right? That's right. Just like from before. And this should be no problem. Let's load it up. Mode matrix reinitialize. Noise level 70%. Alright, we got a ways to go. No emotion. Anger and surprise. And shock. Okay, this feels like the point to point at shock. Nothing. Fear. You're the drill, Apollo. Alright. What about what a person's natural reaction to each event in the testimony would be? Does it fit? Pick it out. It's either going to be the fear here, or the shock here. Something shocked him about firing the pistol. I think I'm going to go with that to start with. Gotcha! Okay, this is really weird. Did you find something? I did. Doesn't make any sense. Conflicting emotions can often arise when the subject incorrectly recalls certain events. Prosecutor Tull was definitely having trouble remembering what happened on the night of the crime. I think the best course of action is to just ask him about it. Good idea. Mr. Tull, there's a discrepancy between your testimony and your emotional response. You said that you pulled the trigger and killed the victim. At the same time, something shocked you when the victim died. What are you talking about? If you're the one that pulled the trigger, why did it surprise you when the victim was shot? After all, that's exactly what one would have expected to happen. What the? What is the meaning of this? Good question. Prosecutor Tull was shocked by a gunshot that he should have clearly been expecting. Which means his memories kind of merged it together to connect the dots with, he pulled the trigger and the victim was shot, but something else happened in that time frame that surprised him. Discrepancy can only mean that fired by accident, the shot came from elsewhere, or the shot was in self-defense. Well, let's do the obvious, the safest option, and say the shot came from elsewhere. Of course. This explains everything. Maybe Prosecutor Todd didn't shoot the victim after all. Consider this. You were shocked by a gunshot that you fired yourself. Doesn't make sense. You would have been expecting it after all. Let's just keep saying, so what? How about we flip things around? Under what circumstances would you have not been expecting to hear a gunshot? The answer is simple. Because you never fired the shot in the first place. What? Explain yourself. At the same time that Prosecutor Tall was holding his own pistol up to the victim, a third party appeared from the shadows and fired their own gun, killing the victim. What? That's preposterous. Where's the proof? Consider Wesley Stickler's testimony from yesterday. He claimed that at the time of the murder, the defendant was holding the pistol at point-blank range. Yet the autopsy report showed that the victim was shot from a distance. Proof that the shot that killed Matt Dorr was not fired by the defendant. Ridiculous! Witness, do you have anything to add? Could I have... Was it all a mistake? Remember, Ooh. Ah! Ooh. Prosecutor Tall, are you alright? Do you remember anything? I remember. Door was shot right in front of me, but I didn't pull the trigger. Ridiculous! I can see it clearly now. I went with the door in that alley and spoke with him. He refused to tell me anything and began to walk away. Which is why I drew my pistol. I fired a warning shot at the ground. I pressed the gun to his chest to threaten him. Then, just as he was about to give in, a shot rang out and Dora fell to the ground. Unbelievable! Did you see who it was? Do you know who really shot the victim? I don't know. I don't remember seeing anyone at the crime scene. That's not possible. Someone must have been there. The defendant has spoken. There was no third party at the scene. That second shot had to have come from somewhere. The defendant's memory is a jumbled mess thanks to your therapy. How do you intend to identify a person that nobody saw? You can leave that little problem to me, because we still haven't heard the whole truth. You mean... I can still hear discord in Mr. Tall's voice. There has to be something that we haven't uncovered yet. Maybe that will lead us to the identity of the real murderer. Your Honor, please allow us to continue with the witness's therapy session. I'm sure that we'll be able to answer this last remaining questions if we do. Well, I suppose you don't have much choice. Fine. But I won't allow any more stalling from the defense. This will be our final chance, Apollo Justice. New Magic is ready. Let's get started. There has to be something. I just need to find it. New Magic is reinitialized. Noise level 30%. Alright, what do we got? Alley near the Redco building. We have new statements to examine after all. Alright, yep. That takes away the fear. I got up to his chest, but a shot came from behind and killed Door. See no one at the scene. I don't know where the shot came from. That seems natural, though. Fear and anger. Oh, and inform the police. Nice, though this got split up. The anger and surprise and fear got split up here. Just got one more shot at this, let's make it count. You see anything that looks out of place? Not sure. There are a lot of new statements now. Make sure you look at each one of them closely. Then just point out the emotion that you wouldn't expect to see. Sounds simple enough. Alright, now see, this seems like the piece we need to examine, but... This feels like the piece that we need to examine, but... It feels like it'd be natural to be surprised. Gotcha! Nope, yep, that's wrong. Do you really think so? I did before now. I think I should try that one again. Yeah. Let's do that again. Nope. Just shotgun behind tilt door. Not a surprise. Anger? Gotcha! Yeah. That did seem weird that got split up. Prosecutor Tull, there's something not quite right here. What do you mean? She left the crime scene to call the police. Is there anything that angered you? What is it? Did you remember something? I'm not sure. I think I remember seeing something near the scene. Just for a split second, out of the corner of my eye. I thought I was just imagining things, but... what was it? To look at the scene... made you feel angry. Any ideas, Athena? I'm not sure, but... Didn't we already establish a major source of Mr. Tull's anger? Maybe that has something to do with it. He only knows the source of anger for Prosecutor Tull. Wait, does this mean... Prosecutor Tull, is this what you saw as you left the crime scene? Did you see... Huh? I don't think it's what I saw. Oops! Guess I was wrong. Could be as simple as Mags, right? Could be as simple as him. I already know about one source of anger for Prosecutor Tull. It's not something, rather it's someone. Nathan Mags, the CEO of Redco. Could have been at the crime scene that night. Mags! What? Well, Prosecutor Tull, am I right? At night as I was leaving the crime scene, I saw somebody's shadow, just for a second. I thought I was seeing things and I had forgotten all about it until now, but when I think about it, it truly could only have been one person. Mags. I was there at the crime scene that night. You can't be serious! Then it's settled. Third person at the scene. The true criminal. None other than Nathan Mags himself. What? I can't really believe it. This time I thought I was a murderer. I remember clearly now. Your Honor, I would like to retract my confession. What? Yes! Nice going, Prosecutor Tull. It looks like we've finally gotten through to him. Wait just a minute. Even if your claim is true, it does not change the fact that the defendant shot the victim. Don't tell me that you've forgotten the most important fact. Only Stan Tull's fingerprints could be lifted from the murder weapon. We'll deal with the issue of the fingerprints later. After we call Mr. Mags to the witness stand, that is. You intend to have him testify? You can't possibly. Come we trust Mr. Tall's claim? He's the defendant. That's true. Prosecutor Tall's claim isn't solid proof by itself. That doesn't mean that it's something we can just ignore. That's why it's crucial that we hear Mag's testimony immediately. Preposterous! You can't be serious! Miss Von Karma, surely you have no objection to this ridiculousness. Why not? What? You mean... It would be the fastest way of disproving the defense's wild conjecture. After all, Nathan Maggs is clearly innocent, right? I think Franny has caught on to the fact that this judge is in someone's pocket. Miss Von Karma just... help us? There's definitely something weird going on with this trial. Especially with this new judge. Well, I suppose I have no choice but to, I think that's quite enough.